Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and you are welcome to the Shabbat of this morning. As I just explained, just a little explanation. As I said, the Parashat of this morning is called Parashat Behalotecha, and which means when you rise up to light the menorah. That is what we the Torah said this morning. But I'm basing my the speech of this morning, the drash of this morning, to a particular episode in the history of our people. The understanding of this episode of complaining. We always complain. It's never enough. This is not like this. That is not like that. Remember that the Israelites at that time, there is nothing different between them and us today. We do exactly the same thing. Many people say, I know what? Me, I see the miracle. Me, the sea divided. God delivered us from Egypt. Me, I will never complain. That is a pure lie. Man always complains. Even though the small tiny thing, we complain. So that is what I want to base the draft upon this morning, about complaining. And I subtitle it, The Slave Mentality. The slave mentality. And this is the mentality of a slave. That I want it now and now. It's not tomorrow. Now is what I want now, because everybody has to serve me. Understand me? Understand that ideology, that kind of understanding. If I may ask, who is young? If I may ask any of us, who is young? Because most of us will say, oh, the young person is a man who is in his 20s. Is a man who is 18 years old. He's a person, that is, he's young. This is young. Right? I never ask you, who is old? You say, the old man is like Abraham, 90 years old, 80 years old, 100 years old. That is an old man. But is that actually true? That's the question. Is that actually true? Because from the point of view that we want to look at it this morning, that is not true. A young person is a person who is young at heart. You might be 100 years old, but your heart is so young that you want to achieve more and more and more. And an old man is that person that, his own is to live in the past. He doesn't want to move ahead. He doesn't want to see something new. He doesn't want to do something new for his own life. He lives in the nostalgia of the past. That is an old man. An old person look back at the past, while a young person look towards the future. As the old saying goes, age is only a number. That's a saying like that. Age is a number. When you ask, when you see a woman, a young woman, or when you see a young woman with an old man, for example, right? See, maybe the girl is just maybe 20 years old, and the man is like 60 or 65 years old. Oh my God, what is this? This 20 years old doing with this 65? Because he's too old. Then the girl normally say, oh, forget about it. Age is a number. This man is good for me. This man, he does everything for me, and he's understand? Or you can see it might be the opposite too. You can see a young man with an old woman. Elderly woman. I would say so like that, and the guy say, oh, this woman is good for me because she's so fantastic, she's so good. They tell you, hey, it's a number. It's not about the physical appearance of the person, right? So, and in that sense, it is absolutely true. In that sense, I have been with a young people who are constantly talking about the past, the nostalgia of the past, and I have been with an old people who always look forward to the future, and that is being young. When a person looks forward to the future, you are always young at heart, because you want to achieve something new, something great. You are not staying back, sitting down, only at the past. And that is the situation that we find ourselves, the children of Israel, in the Parashat of today. They always think about, the fish that we ate in Egypt. Oh, the rice that we ate in Egypt. Oh, the cucumber in Egypt. Oh, the this and that. You know how fantastic. If Egypt is fantastic, why do you cry for God to save you? That is the question. If my country is so fantastic, if my country is good, you won't see me here. I won't be here. But because there is a situation in my country that makes me to migrate down here, that is why you find me here. So we need to understand. Most of us, we live in the nostalgia of the past. We say, oh, you know what? Especially, I just told you that Israelites, there is nothing different between us and them. And me too, as a rabbi, I complain. I complain a lot. So now, especially during the winter, when the winter comes, oh my God, I remember my country. It's like immediately. I said, oh no. This thing, no, I hate this. I hate this cold. I remember, the sun, the mango, the oranges, the bananas. I said, where? It just goes. It's always like that. But God doesn't want us to dwell in the past. That is the issue. Many people, they dwell in their past. They don't want to move forward. You see, some people, for example, they lost their loved one. It's normal for us to do what? To think deep. For us to take a step back and to look at how life is. I understand that. But you cannot say because you lost your loved one and begin to live in the past. Understand? You have to make an effort to continue to live into the future. Right? So, I'm just giving us an example. Looking back, recalling with nostalgia the days of old, show an event. A person is living in the past with little hope for the future. On the other hand, someone who looks towards the future remains young, just as a person in his youth looks to do or to accomplish, to grow, and to experience new things. They too still look to accomplish great things. Moshe Rabbeinu, for example, was considered forever young. Why? Because even though despite his age of 120 years old, he still looked forward to the future. Moshe, until the very last day of his life, he hoped, looked forward to enter the land of Israel. He did not recount his days from his youth in the palace of Egypt, or all the way they strayed for 40 years in the wilderness or in the desert. To always look towards the future. Remember, slave mentality. They want it now. They want it now. They don't seek the future. All their entire being is now. Or they will, that what happened 10 years ago. No. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we cannot think about the past. Because a man that does not know his past does not know his future. He won't know where he's going. Understand that? I'm not saying that you cannot remember the past. No, you can remember the past, but do not dwell in the past. That is the question. That's what I am saying. Because sometimes the past helps us to able to navigate the future. Sometimes the past reminds us that we should not do the same thing what we did in the past now, because some people, they do something in the past that caused them a lot of mistakes. So God wants us to remind that so that we will not repeat the mistake of the past. So when we remember the past, we do not make that mistake again. Right? But we cannot dwell or live our entire life in the past. Throughout life, we look towards the future. We are looking on what the future will bring, while at the same time, we look back at what happens in our lives. One important reason to look back on life is to make sure we don't repeat past errors and to learn from our mistakes in the past. In the Torah, we read about the past, the present, and the future. But sometimes looking at the past with nostalgia gets us into trouble. That's why I say, looking at the past, living in the nostalgia of the past, always gets us in trouble. The Torah talks about the past. The Torah talks about the present. The Torah talks about the future. Right? But the Torah also teaches us that we cannot live completely our life in the past. We need to always look towards the future. Oh, okay, for example, you were born and you grow up. All of us are saying, where are we all looking up to? We are all looking up to the day that by the grace of God, when we grow old, and we go to the world beyond, that which will be accepted in the Garden of Eden. That's our dream, right? In the future. We look up always into the future. I want to do justice. I want to do the right thing. I want to follow all the mitzvot. I want to do as God has commanded me, so that I can have life and not after life. Right? I can have life after life. So that I can be welcome in the Garden of Eden. So that I can take the fruit of life and eat and live eternally. We are not living in the past. Oh, you know what? I don't want to go away from this planet. I want to stay here eternally. Nobody can stay here eternally, right? One day you have to pass. So that dream of the future makes a man's heart young. Moshe Rabbeinu did not look at the past. Moshe Rabbeinu did not say, you know what? I lived 40 years in the palace. I know what I ate in the palace. I know the way I dressed in the palace. I know all the jewelry, all the gold, everything. Oh, all the servants, all the horses that go before me. No. Neither did he even say, you know what? All these 40 years, my back, I climbed the mountain 10 times in a day. This God called me every time to the mountain, and I take big stone. Only me. Man, no. He didn't look at that. His mind is always in the future. His mind is only, God, I want to enter the land of Israel. God, I want to allow me to enter into the land. I want to enter into the land. So this is the idea. The idea of us always looking towards the future. For the future is always bright. I'm telling you, for every children of God, for those that follow the Torah with all their heart, with all their soul, with all their being, for those that are loyal to the living God, your future is always bright. 100%. I can guarantee you that. 100% your future is bright. But if you just let, for us, for me, for you, do we want to follow? Do we want to seek into the future, or we want to live in the past? Parashat Behalotecha reeks of complaint and rebellion. The mentality of we want and we want it now, caused by the feeling of being unsure about the moment and the environment, leads into a sense of insecurity about tomorrow. This slave mentality did not abate at Mount Sinai after the incident of the golden calf, but due to generation of servitude has become in a way part of the genetic makeup of the people. Remember, these people were what? They were slaves in what? In Egypt. And God brought them out into Egypt for hundreds of years, right? They've been slaves. So it's as if that complaint, that slave mentality has been what? Encoded into the genetic code. Right? See, they have this mentality that, you know, I need somebody to direct me. I need somebody to command me. I need somebody to tell me what to do. No. Moshe is saying, you have your destiny is in your hand now. You have to do, you have no master. You are the master of yourself. You have to think by yourself and know what you have to do to survive. This is the wilderness. This is the desert. It is only you and your God. So you can't, don't depend upon the Egyptian that will come and say, okay, do this. And no. You have to do it yourself. And the idea, this understand that I ate fish in Egypt. I ate this in Egypt. Do they actually eat fish in Egypt? They did eat fish. According to our rabbis, all the things that they complain, you know, cucumber, fish, meat, and this. Of course, they eat them in Egypt. But what kind of fish do they eat in Egypt? It's the rotten one. It's not the fresh one. The Egyptian eat the fresh one. The slaves were thrown up, you know, the dry one, the bad one, the unwanted one. That is what they remember. Yeah, we want manna, God give them manna. No? Oh, we want meat. We don't have meat. Is that true? It's not true. They have their cow, they have their goat, they have their sheep. If you want meat, you can kill and eat. No. I cannot touch my own. I'm very so sorry. As I was saying yesterday, there is a saying that the wife tell the husband, everything is ours. Right? But my own thing is my own thing, don't touch. That is, and so, sorry, it can go both ways. The man can say, because we have some men that are very stingy. The man can say, everything is ours, my wife. But my own thing, don't touch. Exactly, this is the idea. So they have meat. It's not that they don't have meat, because the Torah said they came out with a lot of wealth, a lot of gold, a lot of animals. Right? When you want to eat, you go take that and eat. So why are you saying you don't have meat? I need meat. Okay, God gave them meat. And still yet, they complain. Everything complain, non-stop. So, this is also this mentality, as I said, the mentality of the slave. Like caged animals, the people expect everything to be brought to them rather than having to earn it. This state of mind had such a strong grip on the children of Israel that even after witnessing the plague that befell the Egyptians, the crossing of the crossing of the Sea of Reeds, and the revelation at Sinai, it could not be poured from them or from the collective psychological mindset. This slave mentality cannot be pushed away, even though with all the miracles that they see or that they saw. They complain, and their complaint is evil in the ears of the Holy One, blessed be He, which caused His anger to flare up, so that the fire of the Holy One, blessed be He, burned among them, consuming the edge of the camp. That means those people at the rear of the camp were killed because of their complaining. It's not that they are complaining that, I have a pain. God, I want you to help you to heal me. It's just a complaint of only physicality. Because these people, they are only focused on the physical, not the spiritual. Food. What is food? Food is for the body. How do you say? They refuse to see the future. They refuse to see what God is talking about. They refuse to see that this thing that God is showing them is a physical thing to teach, that is helping you to understand the spiritual thing. They don't see it in that way. They don't see it in that perspective. In their perspective, everything to be consumed on my body. I think there's a chapter in the Messianic writing. Was it Shaul that was talking that you pray, or Yeshua that was saying that you pray and your prayer is not answered? Why? Because you only pray to consume it in your body. That is it. Only physical. But what about the spiritual? Man is not made only of his physical. Man is made physical and spiritual. It has to be balanced. But some people, they want to make it unbalanced. In their life is only materialism, materialistic life. Why? Their spiritual soul, hunger and thirst. So the idea that the Holy One is telling us here is that we should erase, that we should remove this slave mentality. That everything has to be done for me. Right? Like a caged animal, animal in the cage. The animal in the cage, you bring him or her food, right? You bring them food, right? Oh, okay, this is my, let's say I have a lion, in my zoo. I throw because the lion cannot go outside and fetch for himself, right? You give them meat. The giraffe, okay, it's in the cage, right? In the zoo, you have to feed it or not, it's going to die. So we have the same mentality that everything has to be done for us. Instead of us to have that, I need to earn it. I need to work towards it. Remember last week, when we, on Sunday, when we celebrated the Shavuot, right? We had that story in the book that we read in the Megillah Ruth, right? We had it right there that for a poor people who are poor, what happened? They can go and glean in the field, but the one that is set apart, just for the poor people according to the commandment, they need to rise up and go to the farm and glean and take, and process it and make it for themselves. God didn't say that, oh, because you're a poor man, I'll come and give you the food. No, you have to work for the food. Even though you are poor, you still have to work. You still have to wake up in the morning, take your load and go to the farm, because the farmer will not bring the food to your own house. No, that is the way the Torah speaks. The Torah is constant. It said, a man that does not work must not eat. That is the fact. Even though you are poor, the land is there, the food is there for you. You still have to wake up, go, and do what? And fetch it. The same thing in the wilderness. The manna fall. Do you think that God cannot tell them, I want the manna to fall in your bedroom? They can go into their bedroom and pick the manna and eat. It's God, they can do whatever they want. But no, God said you have to walk to the field and pick the manna. You have to still walk. Go, pick the manna, bring back home, prepare and eat. So a man has to still do his own part. But just crossing your leg, I don't want to do nothing, and God has to do everything, you are wasting your time. But most of us will only sit down there only to complain and complain, having this slave mentality. Did they learn? No, of course we did not learn. The children of Israel are like the insane man who repeats the same mistake over and over again, but expecting different results. That will never happen. Each time I make that mistake. And once again, when they provoke God, the Holy One, blessed be He, they provoke Him to anger. Nothing is good enough for them, not even the man sent from heaven. So, as the adage say, be careful what you wish for. The Holy One, blessed be He, sent a flocks of quail, enough to feed the entire people for 1 month. Some of the people descended upon the quail like lustful animals, gorging them on the flesh that had not yet been cut. That is Numbers chapter 11, verse 33. That is, the bird was still alive when they were consumed. Remember that these men, when God sent them this bird, right, to eat, what did they do? They just ran, catch all the birds, and they were eating them like animals with the blood in it, alive. When God said you shall not eat blood of an animal, they descended to the level of an animal. They descended to the level, or they descended to the level of that the animalistic nature of a man. They allowed the animalistic nature to overcome their soul, their being. See, so we have as an individual and collectively has to be careful of this. Remember, there is an animalistic nature of a man. The aggressive nature of a man, yes, I understand that. But God wants us to live above that animalistic nature. Because God is saying, you are not animals. You are a being. You are a human being. And somebody say, somebody say, all of us are animals. We know, as some people come and say, it's evolution, la 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 la. Okay, if you believe in that, good luck for you. But for me, I don't believe in that. I'm a human being. I'm not an animal, right? Because if you want to say that, you want to argue in such a way that you can say that, okay, you know what, a baby is a baby, right? For example, a baby pee in the pampers, no? And does the second also in their pampers, right? Okay, a baby is a human being, no? No, it's a human being. So when you grow up, you can say, I'm a baby, you grow up like a man that is 30 years old, is still peeing and doing his second in the spine, then there is a problem. Right? Or a man that is 20 years old or that is 15 years old, he cannot rise up and walk. He's still crawling like a baby. Then there is an issue. There's an issue with that. So God is asking us that we have to grow up. We have to remove animalistic nature out of us. We have to be like Him, to grow in the spiritual realm, to grow like a being, like a man, like a person with intelligence, not like an animal. But most of our people, they still behave like an animal. They want to remain in that level. And God, the Holy One, blessed be He, doesn't want to remain. He doesn't want us to remain in that level. That's why He has given us the Torah, that we shall grow up like a human being. Give us rules, regulations, laws that will make us to be a real human being, not an animal. So that is the beauty of the Torah. We as an individual, one by one, please, I want us to see this point. We have to erase that slave mentality. No, we are not caged in a cage, right? We are free. The Torah has set us free. So we don't have to complain. Let's go out and do action. Let's look forward into the future. Not living in the nostalgia of the past. Right? Egypt give me a good food. Okay, if Egypt give you good food, stay there then. Why do you follow them? I know some of our rabbis, they come and said, oh, no. Israel did not complain. Israel can never complain. It is the Erev Rav that complain. Right? It is the mixed multitude. Erev Rav. They are the one that complain. Israel is holy and is holier than thou. So if Erev Rav complain, what God said, the people complain. And Israel complain. And say, no. The people, meaning Erev Rav, that's what they call the people. Israel can never complain because Israel is holy. See, we try to shift the blame, put the blame upon other races or other people, not looking at ourselves. Remember, Yeshua said, you only see the little stick in your brother's eyes, and the big log in your own eyes you don't see. That is the idea. Shifting blame every time. The Torah said the people and the Israel sin. That is it. Fact. We don't have to be looking for who is responsible and who is not responsible. We have to say, okay, this problem, we have to solve it, we have to deal with it and solve it. Stop throwing blame on one place or the other. By the time we are doing that, nothing will be get done. Right? But once we face the problem head on, we solve it, and all of us will continue instead of shifting blame for one another. Right? So, my people, this morning, let's take away slave mentality. Let's stop complaining. Right? Whatever you want, seek from God. Ask God. I know and I believe He will grant you all your desire according to His riches in glory. That is 100%. I know that. That is guaranteed. But don't always seek to consume everything on the materialistic, on the physical. Balance it up with the spiritual. Parashat, Behalotecha. Shabbat Shalom.